Itaola, it's your boy Lebohang Cheezboy Mokoena, the real cheese cheddar, the real mozzarella. Don't forget, like and subscribe, guys. Thank you so much for hitting that button and making sure that we got to the 49,000 mark, push us to 50, 60 is even much better, 70. The more we have, the more we bring. So yeah, namhlanje I have one of the legendaries. Yazi ke mina ke ngespice mamela ke. I have one of the legendary master. I used to call him Mushi, but not martial arts wise, but I used to call him the master because this guy, this guy has played with so many generations, and he has seen it all. He has won a lot of things. And sometimes I feel with Dilayim Zandi, sometimes you don't appreciate, what has been done by former players, and I'm talking about somebody that just recently retired, a man who's played over 24 years. I angazi which other player will be able. So I'm trying to get insight so we can help the current generation to know how to sustain themselves in this pressure environment of playing football and also being a professional footballer, because it goes both ways, on the field and off the field. If you want to be successful, win trophies, make that little bit of money, I think this is the time where you have to listen to this show with me and none other than Vuyo Mereza, Mnikhnich, Mukhabadak, Merevinho, Vuyo Mere. Smereza, welcome, Mkhut.
My skipper, and Mr. Mozzarella. Thank you. Thanks for having me, Maji. Like you just introduced me, I go by the name of Vuyo Mere. That's 99 Mere. So, and thanks for inviting me, Maji. And just a hello to the viewers at home.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. No man, Vuyo, let's. I just want us to get straight into it, Mfethu. I know a lot of people have been talking. I've been also been getting messages, about how do I feel, that your best friend has just recently now, hung up his boots and said, guys, I think I've run my marathon, and a lot of people are sending good wishes, really appreciating everything that you've done for South African football, and I know a lot of people hardly talk about, especially defenders. They only talk about these, skillful players, strikers. Yeah, he's done this, done that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I felt like, I think this is a time where I think on this platform I would like to actually appreciate you, my man, and give you your flowers, Sekgotsi, because you know what, even me, as a player that came after you. I mean, Vuyo, you started playing in the year 2000, and Fetu, that's some of them are not even born, so the courage, Broaka, and the love and the passion that you've had for the game, I think it has gone unnoticed by some people, but some of us do notice it. And by today, Mkhotsi, I want everybody to notice, what a legend, what a master you are, and how many players' lives you have changed, how many players you have influenced. So I'm gonna start right at the beginning, Autaka. We were but how's the feeling now that it's out there now that you've hung up the boots? Was it something that you've been thinking for a while? Because I know you went into coaching, player coach, and yeah, what made you come up to with that decision to say I know Kishapu, guys?
Yeah, my skipper, it's been a long journey, my G. Mare, if we take a look at it, it went by so quick in Chaka. But yes, nobody wants to be in this situation that I'm in, it's cheesy. Football is our life, it's a lifestyle to us. We actually it becomes a habit to go on soccer players, and it's very difficult to come to a decision where you think that now, nah, I'm done, it's enough. Because what you scared us is what you gonna do after playing football. What is it? Because we've done this for almost half of our lives. This is almost all we know. So now it's a process, skipper. Like it started while I was still go TS Galaxy, and when you're still part of the team and then you are shown or you are being told that my Smereza, you're not gonna be playing much games, but then you play an important role to the team and you help other players in the team. And when those players come to you and they were like, Hotman, thanks a lot. You're really helping the team, even though you're not playing, though your role in the team is very important. And you start realizing that, you start losing interest. You start losing interest in this game that you love dearly. And it hurts, Skipper. It's one of those decisions I don't want anybody to go through. But at the end of the day, we all have to stop at some point, because when you're still active, you don't want to think about it. But then if you are honest to yourself, it's coming, my G. But then only God knows when the day will come. And I didn't want to start hating the game, because I was slowly but surely going that direction where I was like, this is the game that I love. And it gave me everything. It gave me so much, Skipper. And I'm not going to bow out of the game when I'm pushed out, or when it's tough, or when I'm forcing, Skipper, when people are telling me that, no, 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 you need to stop now, my G. So, yeah, it took me a little while, Razo, but then to realize that, you know what, at work, you still outworking the younger ones, and you still don't get the fair chance. You are being judged on the age. And just because you were told that, Vuyo, you are a senior and helping the team outside football or in the dressing room, you are now overlooked. You're no longer being judged on what you do at training. Because you'll have players coming to me, I'm like, Asmereza, you need to be given a chance, because the way you're training hard and all that. And as much as you want to be strong, Skipper, when you get home, this is where when it eats you, because I won't encourage anybody to show his emotions at spanning, because once you do that, you start acting weird, you start acting funny, and now you're taking your anger out of the wrong people, especially your teammates. You'll find that now coach is the one that made you angry, but then you're gonna be angry at your players, at your teammates. You start kicking players at work. Now all of a sudden you are moody, and you don't wanna end up being that type of player or that type of teammate. So slowly but surely, I started saying, you know what, I think I need to concentrate now on what I've been told to do. That's being a coach. Because now once I know, Skipper, that I'm going to camp and I don't have to prepare for a game, I go to camp knowing that I'm a coach. And I will prepare as such, not to prepare as a player. And then you got your boots on, you've got your shin pads, you sleep early, and then the next day when the game is playing, substitutes are made, and then whoever is looking on the bench, he sees only five players, and when you are the sixth player, it hurts, Skipper. It hurts, but you were told before. You can't get angry. You were told that, Voyo, this is your position in the team. As long as there was honesty, it doesn't make it right, Skipper, that you are told that, you're going to help the team. You are always in camp. You are always on the bench, but then you never get to go on the field. So that's when I realized that, I'm starting to lose interest. I need to focus more now on what I've been told to do. And luckily enough, I was given a chance by Coach Sia Dramovic. And I still need to appreciate that Coach Razo. Uh, I, I think he saw something that other people didn't see in me. He was the one that said, because now I was sent to the DDC at the end of last season to go help Parker in the DDC. And then when I got a chance to work with him, that's where now there's no pressure there, but then you put so much pressure on yourself to deliver and make sure that the first team has players that are coming from the development side. And with me saying that, you need to send players to the first team that are ready, Skipper. And many people, they don't see that. That's pressure on its own. That's just pressure on its own. So now, yeah, I really enjoyed myself with Coach Parker for the 2 months that I was with him in the DDC. And then Coach Siad called me back into the first team because he saw the little potential that I had, with the 2 months that we had with Parker in the DDC. And yes, if you can look back at what we had when we started the team, hey, I must give credit to Parker. I must give credit to. He went all out to get players, with his mentality. He had a positive. Coach Parker went to drive to a Mpumalanga, in the rural areas of Mpumalanga, just to go find players. And skipper, I don't think enough credit, like you said, I don't think enough credit is being given to those guys because he did it by himself. Because I don't want to be a politician. You know how at other teams, when there's no financial support and there's no structure at all, you are expected to do miracles. And with the grace of God, we managed to have a team before the start of the season, skipper. And look now, I think the team finished sixth in the league. And for the team that was just assembled for the first time, I think that's a great job from Coach Parker. And yeah, I enjoyed myself there. I don't want to lie. I learned a lot, skipper.
Yeah, no, serious. I think you come up with a very good point. I think what I pick up from this is that sometimes it's things that we face and are going to be facing, and also to the young guys, the new generation, you are going to face such challenges. Because now when I look at it, it's more of a like, do you like how do they come up with a decision of them saying you can no longer play, you can just be there for moral support, you can just only be there to try and motivate the guys, whereas at training you work hard, you surpass some of the youngsters at training, you know and I just feel like it's a South African mentality, either the club bosses or the coaches. Because I can make an example. There was a game with the Sundowns. People are complaining, why didn't coach play Mushishi? Is it playing in the back of the mind that Mushishi is getting a bit older? But now something that answered all those questions was Cristiano Ronaldo. Look how old Cristiano Ronaldo is.
Amen.
He's still doing it at
Amen.
the highest level, and it shows that they still have faith in him. Why do we have this type of mentality in South Africa? Because really, I feel like you are forcing the older guys to retire when they are not yet ready.
You couldn't have said it any better, skipper, because it's a perfect example. Yeah, Ronaldo. Now he just won the European Cup now with Portugal, and you look at him, skipper. He's still being respected, not only being put there because of his history. He still scores goals. He still does the job. I mean, I remember when Coach Bruce took over the national team, he didn't select Mshish. He didn't select Mshish until he saw that he needed Mshish. He gave him a chance. He played. Now all of a sudden, Mshish was still there. I mean, Razo, I can mention a lot of players, keeper.
Yeah,
I can mention you, my skipper, Cheesy. When you left Swallows, you were one of the best players. You helped the team to survive in the playoffs. You did well, and everybody is expecting now, even yourself, skipper, after how you performed, you preparing yourself for the next season, thinking, yo, you know what, I need to work more harder now. Let me go rest this off season. I can the likes of Kekana, the likes
yeah,
of Cheezboy Mokoena,
sure.
the likes of Teko Modise. I
Sweet.
can mention a lot of players that if I can have a week or 2 weeks with them, training with them, and we assemble a team keeper, we can challenge in the league with a lot of teams in the league. I'm not saying we will win the league, but then a lot of those guys are still fit even today. Why were they made to
Yeah.
retire? They didn't retire. None of the
Mm,
players wants to come out and say, I'm retiring today because now I've had enough. You have the
yeah,
likes of Zlatan where they say it's their decision to say, I'm done. Not now
yeah,
because you are put on the sidelines or Spanella Gombe that you know what, now we can't afford to pay anymore. No, just go
yeah,
out. They know that you're going to say yes when they say we're giving you something after football. Who wants to
yeah,
go into the streets, skip us and have nothing? So now, once they say, my G, this is what we have for you. I mean, look at the case here, Itumele and Khune. Is Khune
sure.
supposed to be the player that is retired now? We can't. He's one of our best goalkeepers we've ever produced. And now
Yeah,
you offer him a job outside football or in football, but then stopping him from playing. I mean, skipper, you killing the guy. You killing the guy. He's not done. He's not ready, and he's still producing. And look at now where you know what? I don't want to be a politician, skipper. It's
sure.
just that how it's my opinion. It's just how I feel about the
100.
situation currently. So yeah, skipper, it happens in football, and now I just want to prepare the younger ones.
Yeah,
It's good for them to start at a young age, but
true.
then there is a disadvantage also because now once you start at an early age
Age,
and
yeah,
people recognize that, yeah, Jorge, you started at an early age, you're gonna be long in the game And then once people are enough of you, they're gonna say you are old.
So we actually don't have like the right time, and sometimes obviously we don't want to overdo it where now the fans are starting to call you out and you're no longer performing. I think it boils down to you as the individual. How do you feel in terms of can you still continue and go forward? You don't want to spoil it. You spoke about a lot of examples. I remember Surprise, I remember Ezrom Nyandoro. The guys still felt like they could go for another season. But the chances in South Africa are very, very less once you just get over that 30-year mark. Uh, Coaches start looking at you differently, management looks at you differently. Even if you are an inspirational player, a very vocal person in the change room, a very positive vibe in the change room. They'd rather use that than use that in the field of play. Last week, I was doing the Champions League game. I was on the panel with Coach Gavin Hunt, somebody who you've worked with, and I had a small conversation with him. I'm like, Coach, Ash, I know the situation was not easy this season, and you've always had to work with scraps. I'm not saying the players were scraps, but you're
Yeah,
working
yeah,
under an
yeah.
environment where you have a lot of newbies, a lot of players that are getting into this league for the first time. And you, as a coach with a lot of experience, that has worked with a lot of experienced players when he won his league, Libo Tlhompo, Libo Sean Pochenpool, Bo Ricardo Katza, and
Yeah.
now you're having a different type of mentality of players and generation. And he says, "What's about cheesy? I mean, these players they are spoiled. I feel like they are spoiled. Kiddy sponge cake. Players Players cannot be shouted at. Awasabato Chikiwa. If the coach loses in that session, he has lost his player. So basically, you have to spoon feed them information, and that takes a bit of time. And you know who gets hammered? It's the coaches that get hammered because you coming with the pedigree as Coach Gavin Hunt, that's going to be in the top eight, that's going to be in the top three, top four. But now, if I don't have the right tools, then who do you blame? I think that's why Coach Gavin Hunt eventually said, ah, let me rather just move away and maybe let's give other people an opportunity. But how was Kevin Hunt? How was his mentality? Because I know it's a coach that you worked with, Kwako, COVID.
Yes, yes. Skipper, one of the best coaches I've worked with, my skipper. I don't wanna lie. An honest guy. Once you can get honesty from someone's keeper, you'll always get my respect. Because like you just said now, we only had something like 2, 3 youngsters in the team. The rest were senior guys.
Mm.
And with that, the advantage was that, nobody wanted to lose his job. I'm not saying the younger ones, they can afford to lose their jobs, but nobody wanted to lose his job. If you are slacking as cheesy, I'll come to you and say, Skipper, please, you today you are not on. Like you just said now, you do that to the younger ones today, you killing them. They can't take it. And then all of a sudden now you have to compromise the work that you guys have put in and then try to accommodate the younger ones because now they are soft, like you just say. You need to call them aside to go a little, no, hey, my boy, please, man. Go sleep early, my boy. Tomorrow we playing, my boy. Why didn't you play well today? And then we'll come up with all these sorts of excuses. But then with the senior guys, skipper, I had Pelembe at Wits. I had Tyson Tladrayo. I
Mm.
had
Mm.
Tabam Monari. I had I had Mango. I have Gift Mutupa. We finished second in the league in that season, my skipper. And you know what? Coach Gavin, yes, was hard on us. Hard on us knowing what we were capable of. And what he did is that he let the players run the dressing room. He didn't have to worry much. He knew that, you know what? Training, yes, it was important. And then the rest he leaves to the senior guys to control the room. We had something like, I think we promoted 2 youngsters. It was solely, this young boy solely went to Stellenbosch, and then we signed Domingo from Portugal. The Domingo now that's at Cape Town City. He came in also became a senior guy all of a sudden because now you surrounded by senior guys, you can't slack off. You need to just maintain the standard or you get left behind. And it really worked for us. And not only at Vets, look at how we won the 3 leagues at Supersport. You
Yeah.
look at the majority of the team, senior guys. From the
Mm.
goalkeeper, he had Andre Arense, Glenn
Mm.
Salmon. He had
Oh,
the likes of Klompo
yeah.
Kekana. He had the likes of,
Tata.
senior guys, skipper.
Yeah.
Like, but you see what I mean, skipper. And if now that's your way of working and now you get to be given to work with something different, skipper, it's gonna show. So it it was not a miracle that happened to Coach Gavin. He spoke loudly about it, that you know what, this is what I have and I need to work with what I have. So he didn't look for excuses. So now this is why I honestly like the guy. You know, he's one of the best coaches we've ever produced. And his belief in Jay is that hard work pays. You can have talent, talent alone is not enough. But then hard work, I promise you, Skip. At some point at Vets, he said, if you are not married, I don't want to sign you. I was like, Coach,
Put a ring on it. Put a ring on it.
my guy, you know for sure that when you have that ring on it, you're gonna sleep early, you're gonna
Yeah.
eat healthy food. You have to be home, Maji. You have to be home. That's it.
I think with that being said, for you, I like that because as a youngster we are not taught these things. You know, you want to play football. All you want to do is play football. But there's
Yes,
certain
sir.
principles we need to follow as professional players. Things that we need to learn from the guys that have done it before us. You know, and that's what sets class, with Mickey Mouse aside, players that will play 2 seasons, 3 seasons, and then it's out the window. We've had players that have broken their legs and still come back and play, just to show the heart and the determination and the love that they have for the game. So for you to march on to about 24 seasons, Mkhotwaka, like what kind of advice would you give to these boys, or maybe share a bit of your principles that made you sustain your career? Because sometimes it's better you hear it from the horse's mouth, because sometimes when we come across these boys, Mustrating, Ampona Kente All-Star short penny, he's playing, I'm no longer playing, he's the most relevant player. And whenever you try to chat and give advice, it's like it goes in here and comes out here. So what's your secret? What can you share with this new generation of players?
Welcome aboard A Mobile, the new way to mobile. Expect a seriously easy experience. We took what's wrong with mobile and made it right. We've ditched things like crazy fees, expensive contracts, and overall nonsense. Up here, the data stays fresher for longer. No more expiring after 1 month. Plus, with eSIM, you can connect in minutes. Refer a friend and you both get 5 gigabytes of mobile data. Visit airmobile.co.za to get connected. T's and C's apply.
What can you share with this new generation of players?
My skipper, first and foremost, before you're a soccer player, you're a human being. We all from different backgrounds, skipper, and I'm not gonna say my journey is gonna be the same as somebody's journey, but then there's certain things that are just basic more life thing, which is respect and being humble, humility, skipper. I was lucky enough to be scouted by Hellenic to go to their academy at an early age, skipper, and once you get to that academy, you must have the reason why you want to play football. Don't just
Yeah.
go in there and you're trying to just pass by time, and you have no reason at all to play football, because obviously we all know now football can change lives, and you can make a decent living out of football. So now once we got there, skipper, we were shown the direction that this is the kind of life you want to live. This is the way you need to take. I mean, we were told that, yeah, go to school. What else, skipper? I've missed so many things about my life, but then I don't regret, because football gave me so much. I missed birthdays of my
Mm,
favorite people, Kodlade. I
yes.
missed weddings. I missed important dates, skipper. But then that's the
Mm,
sacrifice.
fine.
That's the
Yeah.
sacrifice that comes with becoming a professional footballer. I mean, uh, I was at the academy when I was supposed to go to my metric dance. I didn't even worry, skipper. I didn't even worry. I didn't have a suit, because I was at the clubhouse with my track suits, with my ball, and I had everything of football surrounding me. I didn't even get worried, my skipper, because now I was okay. I'm still standing here today proudly saying I didn't go to the metric dance. I don't know what's a metric dance. But then with that compromise, you see where it got me, skipper. I could have said, hey, I want to go home. I want to have a metric ball or something like that, and things could have turned differently. But then it's not like I'm saying there's no life without those, without compromising on that. Skipper, just make sure that you understand why you're playing football. And then while you do that, just make sure that the people that support you, you help them, Skipper, with what you can get out of football. So now, once I say I'm from Bloemfontein and I left home to go play professional football, when I left Bloemfontein, I said I want to change Isimo Edladleni. And then all of a sudden, my things go well. And then I forget, Jorge, I promised myself that I want to change things at home. We see we are black people, Skipper, and we believe moment losing and all that. For you to be the one that is chosen to go or to make it in football, to make it in profession, I mean, nobody has made it in your family, but then the Amadlus decided to no, Lebohang is gonna be the one that's gonna represent or gonna take the family name copy.
Yeah.
And then do you think that's all you? That's all you. Nobody
Yeah.
else. Like it was only you who played this part. No, Skipper, there are people who prayed for you. There are people, who didn't sleep, who made sacrifices for you. So now once your things go your way and then you decide, you are on your own. Karma is something, my Skipper. Karma is something. And a lot, he's a warrior. So now a lot of times people don't realize it's Skipper or King. People are praying ngaphandle sikho sami. Joe, many things that are happening in our lives, or bad things, mostly in black communities, are from the people that love us. People can praise Skipper, you know what, he has made it, now he has changed. Sizombonisa lo.
Yeah.
Skipper mfana, I know we might take it as a joke. It happens a lot. It happens a lot, my G. So now, let's leave this mentality as Amachitawa Paula Hore. It's off season now, Skipper, and we have this mentality of Kasiba lawyer. Ebalom ponza mananga kaya casino, ke ploma mojus. No, my Skipper. No. It happens now, Skipper. There's a lot of soccer players now. It's off season. Pasa plomile modiflating around Jobe. Because now they can't live the life that they are living in their flats, because where you can say then you have a place to sleep. No, we don't have. Because now I'm not saying everybody's got enough to do that at home. But then the little that you can have, Skipper, it's yours. You're not doing anything. And especially with the families that we come from. Once we can do something for them at home, it will always be respected. If and then you leave your key with you and then you give it to your mom, your uncle, they always want to take care of that room. I promise you, Skipper, nobody will enter that room. Nobody. So now a lot of Majita, they are still emotionally. We don't want to do nothing at home. But then it's outside football, Skipper. It's outside football. Those things, we can control. Now, something that I can encourage the young ones to do, Skipper, is to always try to improve, Skipper. Or now, especially the guys that are now, these youngsters that are starting to play regularly at their teams. At some point, they reach the ceiling. Bajay says you've reached the ceiling. Now you think now you are regular in the team. There's no need more to work extra. And you don't realize, sorry, when you are playing and I'm playing and I'm competing against whoever, when I'm sleeping, Cheezboy is doing something in the gym. Cheezboy is on the road working hard. So when are you relaxing and saying, man, it's obvious I'm playing. You don't understand. The more you play, the more you need to work hard to keep your spot in the team. Skipper, we've got millions and billions of soccer players in the country. Like now, let me just make a bad example, go Sundowns. At Sundowns, they don't wait for you to play bad. They replace you while you are still doing good. We know players that won the Champions League. Today, they are nowhere to be seen. They were in the Champions League final when Mamelodi Sundowns won the Star. They didn't play bad. The team wasn't doing bad, but then they were replaced. That shows now the nature of the game, Skipper, that you have to keep on working hard. It doesn't matter where or how. Just keep on competing against yourself. If you did this yesterday, you in the previous game, you assisted, you scored 2. In the next game, work on improving on scoring double or assist him more, then I think we can go. We can make a better living with soccer players now, guys, because now they've got everything, guys. Everything. Now we've got both Instagram, we've got both TikTok, where they can now improve their game. Unlike Nakwele's keeper, it was only a few teams that were told, "Oh, hey, you have to have an iPad, and on that iPad, you need to Google whatever formations and all that." We didn't do all that, skipper. All we did was like, kya shambalala, man. Hi, man. As long as I can sleep, eat, and get to work, get a sharp, and then hi. The rest I'll see. So now there's no excuse, my skipper. There is no excuse, nothing. Plus, no, but the future life, but the USA. But the USA, and skipper.
Hey, buda, hey, mona, unzima, mfethu,
Unzima, my skipper, unzima.
They've got it in the palm of their hands, I'm not to saying at our times, yes, maybe we might argue that yes, internet wise, we never really had enough information about your opponent, about the team you're playing against and stuff like that, but I think it just showed the creativity and the mindset of those generations of players, and looking at this now, generations now, yes, we do have some individual quality, nice players, that really remind us, but if I can ask you right now, before we're going to close, because definitely soccer beat lovers, I am going to need Vuyo back again, Bafeti. Phela mina nerazo, if we talk football, there's so much, we want to share the good ideas, we want to share the knowledge, we also want to encourage, criticize where we can, because in football, Vuyo, fela ke criticism awuthaka. That's the only thing that can make you grow. Everything is not gonna sail smooth, So I am gonna need another one, Lo and Mkhotsi. And on this upcoming one, guys, please, you guys must wait for that episode. I'm gonna fetch our coach, the dog. If you all remember Coach Brendan Truter, I wanna take you guys through memory lane in terms of the challenges. Okay, not the negative stuff, but the toughness of playing in the top flight and the challenges that we face at the clubs. This might be good insight for the next coming generations. The artists may be going through the same thing. They might get a solution from this. So yeah, you must stick around for the next episode. Vuyo, before I close, I just wanted to find out from Wenam Khotsi, your current favorite right back. I know you played in the midfield as well. You can cook there. You have the spices. But at the right back, where I know you via that blonde, who currently you can say, yeah, this right back, yeah.
Razo, I don't want to lie. Sailor is doing a great job at right back, man. I'm really impressed. And there's this boy at TS Galaxy. He's also like me. He's a right winger, but then when he plays right back, he does wonders. Michael Sibilibili, Jacques. I really adore those boys. I really adore those two players. Yeah.
No. I know, respect. Smeres, I'm gonna have to cut this one, my friend, because we're gonna have a second one. And hopefully on that next one, I can get shakes. I was trying to get shakes in Gwenya, man. I want us to get into our stories. Swallows, get into the stories of Sundowns, get into the stories of Bafana. So there's a lot to talk about. So please, SoccerBeat lovers, stay tuned. It will be probably on one of our episodes upcoming on the Betway Beat show via SoccerBeat. So we let the beat do the talking. Smeres Amfetu, thank you so much for your time, Khotsi.
Thanks a lot,
Danko. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe. Abatshele Vuyo, press.